give them some water.
Yeah, I know how to look after the dogs.
Alright guys, my name's Alex, how's it going? In this video today I want to share with you something I've been wanting to share for quite a while. How to achieve any goal you want in life. Now in my previous life, my pre-van life life, I was very goal orientated and I spent literally thousands on personal development. So the method I'm going to share with you today is me taking all the best bits from 3 or 4 very successful guru type people, putting it into a system that has worked for me in the past and I'm sure will work for you. It's still comprehensive but manageable. But before all that, it's 𝐬𝐧. So let's get to careful. Oh, if you don't know what 𝐬𝐧 is, then check this link up here. I feel a bit sick after eating that. Anyway, back to it. So like I said, before this lifestyle, I was very goal orientated, maybe a little too goal orientated. Now, it's good to look at things in detail, but maybe I was a little too granular and getting a little obsessed with things that even if they happen or don't happen isn't really going to make a big difference to the final outcome. So it's about having a healthy balance and keeping those goals dynamic so they can change with your circumstances and situation. And that doesn't mean to give up on any of them, but to simply let them evolve with you. So since I started van life in 2017, June, I kind of had I started like a mini retirement, I guess, a bit of R&R, reset, and I didn't have any goals or anything. I pretty much chilled a lot. Yeah, I've done YouTube and everything else, but only stuff that I found like more of a hobby than anything that I had to put real effort into, you know? I guess I just didn't really want a solid commitment to anything. I just kind of breezed through the past couple of years. However, now I feel rested again and I'm feeling goaly again. So this year I have set myself some goals. Now they're not as grand as my goals were a few years ago, but they're what I'd call SMART goals. And you may have heard of SMART goals. They're specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely, which all makes sense apart from the whole achievable and realistic bit. I mean, to me that's the same thing. If something is achievable, then it's realistic. If it's not achievable, it's not realistic, right? I think whoever created that acronym just wanted it to say SMART goals rather than SMART goals. But anyway, if my language isn't exactly my forte, so if any of you know the difference really specifically between those two definitions, please let me know in the comments below. So anyway, yeah, I've redone my goals again this year. I've got my goals, so like the top level, like the 50,000 foot view of what I want to achieve, and now it's about working out exactly how I want to achieve them. So back in the day, I'd actually have my home office, the walls were covered in A1 paper, and I would have put my goals at one end and there'd be a whole timeline going around the office of how to get there. It's a bit mad, to be honest. So I've simplified it a little bit to that, and all I'm doing is printing them off on an A4 piece of paper, and then I'm going to show you what I do with them next. But first I've got to go and print them off. So let's go.
Couleur ou noir?
Oui, couleur, s'il vous plaît.
Right guys, here we are back in the van, and I'm going to carry on now and show you what it is I do to achieve any goal I want in life. So let's pick one. So I've just been printing my goals off, as you've seen. Now let's get into achieving them. So I'm going to pick one off my list, which I'm being quite open with you guys here, you know, letting you see my goals and stuff. You know, can be a little bit embarrassing. There's nothing too embarrassing this year. So I'm just going to pick one off here. So Shopify / online marketing agency, to be earning £500 a month, right? So I haven't actually decided if I'm going to go with Shopify or an online marketing agency yet, but let's just say I picked to do Shopify. So I just write down my end goal here, Shopify. You're gonna have to excuse my writing, by the way. Now, what we said before about being a SMART goal, so it's specific. It's I want a Shopify store that's earning £500 per month. It's measurable, as it's £500 per month. It's achievable and it's realistic. In fact, it's easily achievable and easily realistic. Really, I mean, you could do that in a month if you tried really hard. But as I've said, you know, I'm still taking it easy. I'm not really ready to be diving deep into business again yet. It's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and it's timely. This is a 12-month goal plan, so I mean, easily do this in 12 months. So then I look at this goal and I reverse engineer it, and I say, what do I need to do, or who do I need to be to achieve that? I'm going to need, up at this end of the scale, up at this end of the timeline, I'm going to need sales. And in order to get sales, I'm going to need marketing and advertising. Part of my marketing and advertising would be, so I'd have a Facebook page and Facebook advertising. Okay, to have sales, then I'm going to need a store. And a store is going to cost me, I think it's £20 a month for the bottom package on Shopify. You can see how you can start getting specific and granular with it, which is fine. Get specific, get granular with it. Think of every little possibility, just don't get stuck in the details though. But make sure you think of everything. So now, before I have a store, I'm going to want a product. No point in having a store with no product or service, but we'll go with product. And to have a product, we need to do market research, which is then going to tell you as well how much money you're going to need for your product. Or of course you could drop ship. And then if you're drop shipping, of course you need suppliers. Now, with this store that I mean, this is the first time I've actually thought about it properly. I want to do market research, obviously, as we've said, as you would do with any business. But of course, even if, let's say, flowers are selling like hotcakes at the moment and making loads of dosh, still I don't really want to be selling flowers. So I picked 3 things that I'd enjoy to sell, stuff that I have some sort of connection with, that I'd like to share with other people, you know? And for me, that's tech, outdoor and extreme sports, so yeah, kite surfing, snowboarding, mountain biking, all that sort of stuff, and of course van life. Hashtag. So I'm actually going to do 3 sets of market research in each one of these industries and see which one is the most viable for me to sell. So once I've done the first run through and got that down there, I'd have a look through it probably a few times. I mean, we can look through this now and say 3 sets of market research, fine, yeah, cool. Choose our product. Are we going to buy products in and stock them? We're going to drop ship them. We've got the store, we need to set up the store, we might need a developer maybe, or we're going to do it ourselves. Cost of that. Looking at the sales, see now I've come through it again, I think sales, right, we're going to need accounting then. And for accounting, personally, I'd use Xero. If you've not heard of Xero, it's an online accounting software, pretty awesome. And then I'd go over marketing and advertising again, so Facebook page ads. So I'd have a retargeting campaign, which would then also lead. Yeah, this is very scruffy, but obviously you're going to go over it a few times, and you need to know up every time before you've got your final version. So if I'm having a retargeting campaign, I'm going to want to have an email responder. Should be linked to this. I might want to contact some influencers in the industry, maybe some YouTubers, bloggers, and get my products into their hands, you know, get some exposure. So that's just going over the diagram once. You'd go over it a few more times so you feel you're perfectly happy, you've got everything that you need to get your progress for this goal started and get it achieved. Okay, on to the next stage. I go through each one of these little points. I don't want to say the word tasks because that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn them into tasks, but they are tasks, right? So I'd go through each one of these. So I look at sales and I go, okay, we need marketing, advertising, doing. So I would then use software, either 𝐁𝐳 or Asana, and I'll put links to them below. 𝐁𝐳 is a little more fluid, a bit easier, I'd say, to use, a little clearer, a little user friendly, only a bit. And Asana is a little bit better for this sort of thing because you can put task dependencies on it. For instance, to have Facebook ads, we need to have a Facebook page first. Okay, it's obvious, it's not really that important, but if you just want to get down and gritty, The main reason for using either of these pieces of software is that you get all your tasks into one place. You can organize them to, I don't know, I'm like quite an organizer, so I go a bit overboard on the organizing. But you can organize them to the level you want, and then you set the timeline of when it needs doing. Like we just said about dependencies, you can save any information, any files you might need to save, any contact numbers, any URLs, pictures, all sorts of stuff. You think of it, this software does it. And what's great about all this is not just the organization of it, but the ticking these tasks off gives you a feeling of accomplishment, you know? It's like a quick win every day, and it just keeps that motivation going on achieving those goals. Once you get going with this, I would say once a month, just sit down again, take a look at your diagram of your reverse engineered end goal, and see if there's anything else that's come up, because you might get to know a bit more about what it is you're doing. Obviously, like, I don't know anything about Shopify, so I'm pretty certain that once a month into this, there'd be something else I realised that I needed. So I'd add it to my diagram, and I'd add it into my Asana or my 𝐬𝐳𝐵, and then I'd work out how to get that done. It's all about breaking things down, guys. Bite-sized chunks, manageable chunks, which, if you look at it that way, anybody can achieve any goal. Anybody can achieve any goal. Anybody, any goal. Last point I'd like to make about achieving goals, guys. Now, this wouldn't be a goals video if I didn't mention visualization and affirmations. Visualizations being kind of a meditation, feeling yourself achieving that goal, feeling the feelings, hearing the sounds, seeing the things. And affirmations being repeating to yourself 100 times every morning, I have a Shopify store that earns £500 a month. I have a Shopify store that earns £500 a month. Okay, yeah, it's a little funny, and the thing about them is, though, guys, is they work. Now, I don't think they work in the way that a lot of people think they do, in like a spirituality, magical, fairy sort of way, but they work in opening your brain to possibilities and opportunities. Now, hear me out on this a little. An easy example of this is, have you ever noticed you're going to buy a new car, for instance, you start researching that new car, let's say it's Mitsubishi L200, and you're looking, and then all of a sudden, over the next couple of days, you see a Mitsubishi L200s everywhere, which you didn't notice before. They were there, you just didn't notice them. Now, the reason for that is your brain can only take in so much information. There's a lot of information out there just walking around. As you're walking around, the information's not walking around. So your brain decides which bits of information, literally bits, that it's going to show you. And it's going to show you what's most relevant to you. And how does your brain know what's relevant to you? Well, it's what you're used to. It's what you think about. If you're in a crowd of people and you hear loads of, you know, that crowd kind of hum, and you can't really make out any words, but then all of a sudden somebody says your name and you hear it, easy. It's programmed into you. So affirmations program into you things that you desire, things that you want, things that you aspire, isn't it, really? And as with the visualization, similar sort of thing, really. You're associating yourself with those things, and I believe that visualization also does a lot for your momentum and your ambition, your, what is that word I'm thinking of? Motivation to keep going, because you kind of get a little feeling of what it would be like to achieve that, and that gives you something to hold on to and drag you through the challenges of achieving that goal. So that's it from me, guys. I hope that this was useful. I hope that I've been clear on the way that I do this. And please try it. Let me know how you guys get on with it. And if, obviously, as always, if you've got anything better, any other little things that you've discovered you'd like to add to this, please let me know in the comments, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Love ya. The pizza test. know chicos. Nobody any pizza. Are you good dogs? Yeah, okay. We can have half each now then. I think we should sort out a Mad Saturday jingle. Mad Saturday, Mad Saturday. Anyone fancy making a jingle? Mad Saturday. It's Mad Sat. It's Mad Sat. What? Say what? It's Mad Sat. It's Mad Sat. What?